Welcome back to Heart of the Machine, where we are on the verge of the full metal myth contemplation. Meanwhile, we're doing our best to reach intelligence class 4, 10% of the way there. That's still quite a slog ahead of us. To that end, we've been designing commercial VR pods, which are churning away in the background as we progress turns. It looks like maybe 2 or 3 turns left for this. But we have everything in place, and it's just a matter of waiting now. We're also building saber bees, and we need to get some molecular genetics research going for that. Another project we have ongoing is building a neural bridge, which we are going to need to build and defend. And we just started Steal Corporate Records, which requires an investigation. So let's take a look at what that means. It looks like there's a few sites around town that we don't have a lot of intel on. This one looks to be guarded pretty heavily. This one is just a office building. Yes, we can send somebody around to investigate those soon. Ooh, this one. Where exactly is this? That's in the Morris Observatory. Look at that. Satellite dish. Back to contemplations. So we ended last episode right on the verge of starting a contemplation here with Tech X416 aboard the MOS Augusta. We don't have any mental energy left, so it's going to take another turn at least before we can even start that. What about building and deploying more units? The only thing that we have, the only building that it's suggesting we make that we actually have the parts for is the robotic motivator factory, which is for increasing our bulk units cap. We already have a pretty high bulk units cap, so I'm not too worried about that. I think I've managed to keep our total bulk unit count pretty low by clustering all of our defensible buildings in a very tight area. We still have this protection required contemplation. Something about our shell company. I'm a little nervous about that because we just don't have a lot of shell droids that we can make, but maybe it's a matter of just making more senior technicians and sending them both there. I think that's about all we're going to do. I don't really feel like making the one building we can make. We're still waiting for a small arms research to complete. So we'll go ahead and advance to turn 115. Let's start with the small arms research. In these categories, armor materials study is slightly interesting. It would increase the health of all of our armors, it looks like. Except for the security jacket. Grenade area might be nice. Most of the rest of these, we're not really using these weapons. We're kind of sticking to shotguns because we've spent a lot of points making our shotguns better. And the rifle combat powers just seem really low in comparison. Reinforced mill-style armor is an option that kind of makes the mill-style armor competitive with what we're currently using. If we had the speed upgrade on this, it would be almost as good as Diamond Nanowave Thread. So let's go ahead and start boosting that. It is nice to have people wearing that because it gives them level 2 security clearance. Alright, next, research. We do have a lot of choices to make here. Android optimization is usually my favorite, but compute optimization, this might be a chance to get more computronium cubes, and I am a little worried about that, so we're going to start there. Let's go ahead and have Tech X416 hop out of the vehicle and see if we can learn anything about the Wastelanders here with the full metal myth contemplation. And somehow we have over 705 engineering skills, so we're able to do this. Or we would be if I remembered to use the right click. we can either create their deity or create their mythical nemesis. I don't really know which one would be better to get us out of the city, but I think I'd rather be their deity because that just seems like less likely to lead to violence than making their mythical nemesis. So let's go ahead and make that. Creating their deity. I'm not entirely sure. Oh yes. That gave us the liquid metal great worm mech. Liquid metal great worm is going to take a lot of gadolinium mesosilicate. And it's innately alarming. Some kind of giant dragon. Destroys buildings while moving and not in liquid metal form. Only knocks over buildings at its destination when moving as liquid metal. Huh. Something that might come up later, but I feel like that is a long-term thing that we're not going to immediately worry about. What I'd like to look at is to make sure we are actually making molecular genetics researchers. Molecular genetics lab. For this, we're still waiting on Illumina as usual. We could spend another few turns scrounging for Illumina. In fact, I believe we're set up to do that here. A lot of combat units in this area. And a lot of Illumina in small buildings, really close to the humans. This one would give us quite a bit, so it might be worth doing that one, but I'm a little worried about triggering the guards on these areas around these Illumina sites, so I think this one here is probably the safest bet. We'll go ahead and start there. That is a medium response with some Graph Industries, a single Graph Industries droid coming out who's attacking the sledge. We can't let him attack the sledge, and we have a... Oof, we're a little out of range there, so I'm going to move here. And take a couple shots to take him out. That means we only really need one defender there for this Illumina. Maybe it won't be enough to get us all the way to 5,000, but we have a passive income on that also, so we probably don't need all of it to come to 5,000. The next couple things we want to do, building a bridge. We need a new form of computronium, which we're making Helix Forge somewhere for. In fact, I should probably find that. I didn't really pay attention to what category of internal robotics the Helix Forge used. There it is. We have a Helix Forge here. This is making 60,000 per turn, and we have storage for 320,000 with this. Building a bridge. So just having the Helix Forge and the Computronium helices doesn't seem to be giving us any progress on building a bridge. So I think there's something else that it wanted us to build for this. Ah, the Neuro Bridge, right. So we need 300,000 helices for that. So we're not going to advance this for at least 5 more turns until we get more Helix Forges. Helix Computronium helices. So it looks like we can't really do much except for try this investigation and wait. What about Street Sense? Do we have anything happening in Street Sense that we should do? Do we have a PMC hanging out? No, it doesn't look like there's anything. Oh, these are all increased difficulty, that's why. Resources one time. Oh, we have the Convictor we want to move to. So resources one time is for collecting seeds and vegetables to make things that need those. Resources rare is for the pollinator queen bees. Resources repeated, that's going to be plasmatic tungsten. and stealing money, stealing wealth. Don't see anything else. We do have deals for making money. We could buy more donuts. I think we're accumulating a lot of donuts without any reason right now, so I'm not sure what we're going to do with those. Could take hostile actions, which include stealing from the syndicate and wiretapping. That's about it. Wealth generation is an interesting concept. So that's about selling to the casinos or the religious co-ops are our only real options there. I don't feel like we need to do any of that stuff. The contemplation and the investigation is probably where we're going next. We need a hacker and some defenders for this investigation. We don't have a hacker right now. And we don't have room for one. We also have these other contemplations that are hiding. This one in particular, protection required. I think we want to get that one going. Oh, and Nickelbots are the worst. And finally, daily life. Yes, we have 3 contemplations we kind of want to send people to. Let's concentrate on those. Nickelbots are the worst, needs 140 engineering skills, so we need to give Nickelbots a CPU for that. They are the worst. That's going to take 2... I think he's going to be safe going there. It's going to take 2 mental energy. You always thought of these combat androids as the absolute most garbage. Sure, they're useful in large numbers, but individually they're so... well, you don't like them. Perhaps the path to an improvement lies in other garbage. Maybe you can design a form of high-density rounds out of useless things you have lying around. Now available high-density rounds. So that... I'm not sure what that is. Lightweight weaponry can be enhanced with rounds made of particularly dense heavy metals. The recoil requires the locking arms of Nickelbots to handle. These have fantastic stopping power, but severely reduced range. Does that show up as weapons? What exactly would that do? Tactical rifle has very nice range. But yeah, nothing obvious. Is it a... It's not a research, so I'm not quite sure what that did for us. Any way of looking that up? Equipment stats. Plus 160 combat power, minus 12 range. Cost, heavy metals. Oh, so it really is probably a consumable item. It just isn't going to show up unless we have... Maybe until next turn. Not sure. So that seemed like kind of a letdown. I don't think... Unless that gives us a lot more stopping power, it's not really going to be even on my radar of things to worry about. Alright, so that brings us to protection required. We need 340 engineering skill. Don't think we can get that with a senior tech, can we? Oh, yeah, we certainly can. Okay. Let's bring a senior tech closer. Why are you having trouble moving, senior tech? Let's get you on top of this for 1 point. Let's go ahead and scrap that Nickelbot. And that should give us enough points to make another senior technician. So we'll drop him here. And then let's get rid of the Nickelbot. And let's send you in to do this contemplation. Criminal syndicates, gangs, and even federated corporations may be inclined to harass your shell company, and there's nothing your regular units can do about it without blowing your cover. Senior technician can't do this alone. You should design at least a pair of new units, and they should not have any apparent connection to your main identity. Oh, so this is just a design of new units for us. We didn't actually need a pair of units to do the contemplation. I totally misunderstood that. Let's see, that means bulk mechs. What did we design? I'm not sure. Doesn't look like we got any new bulk units or allies or anything in shell or mechs. We get new vehicles? Nope. Alright, I'm not sure what we got there. Project started. Ah, okay. That's design points. We need to go collect design points for that one. So that's going to be another exploration, I'm guessing. Yes, that's what these are. Okay. Appropriate exoskeletons. We need a sledge. Airport warehouse worker. We need a technician with hacking skill. Okay, and so let's take a look at what we can gain here and what's close by, people. This needs an infil droid. This needs an infil droid. This needs a Keanu. What are we getting? Gain hidden tech. Okay, so we'll be getting tech from these. Labor amongst the minerals. Watch human fighting sports. Interesting. Chatting with PMC guards. A technician or a PMC imposter. PMC imposter. Casual nanotech lab work. Appropriate exoskeletons. I like that one. Our sledge is busy though. So our technician is over here. He's not busy. We'd send him here to labor amongst the minerals. Actually, we need a combat unit for that. We have a combat unit way down here and a PMC way down here. I think the best thing to do is to eliminate these two. And rebuild them in a place where we can use them. So let's move the forge over in this direction. This will require a combat unit. The tech level here is hard to see, but it is a fenced-in area, so I'm guessing it's fairly high. Let's go ahead and have this forge build us a combat unit. We'll make a regular combat unit here. Combat units should be wearing military style armor, which gives them tech level 2, security level 2. And I'm not seeing any specific security requirements here. However, I am going to pop him down outside just in case. Alright, so we're not seeing any reprisals when he moves in here. I think this is going to be safe. We need one more mental energy, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait till next turn to finish that one. Nothing left to do this turn. Let's go ahead and move to 116. Let's check our computing optimization. Research. We could make a mind annex, which gives us another coprocessor. That's priority 1. We could make a second neural bridge with this. I don't think we'll need that yet. Codebreaker or more mainframes. Mainframes are kind of priority 2 because of those will lead to neural expansion. Let's go ahead and get the mind annex. Nobody is going to complain about more mental energy. And let's turn on Android optimization next. Alright, why can't we make a coprocessor immediately? We certainly can, it just wasn't suggested. Let's go ahead and drop yet another coprocessor somewhere near our main facilities. And I believe we have a tech droid over there who can work on that. Sure. Building it inside this goods store. Not quite enough to get it done this turn, but it'll be done next turn. Alright, what else do we have? We have this exploration we wanted to finish here. For the protection required project, we need 64 design points. This exploration is going to give us unknown amount of design points. This is going to take 18 turns for this combat unit. That seems excessive. Interesting. We also have 2 enemy attacks planned here, because we are doing a bunch of stuff, including stealing alumina from this building. So nothing the Predator can't handle. 2 shots, 2 kills. Not a problem. Alright, what about these ones? These need infil droids. That needs a technician. Casual nanotech work with a technician. That is a level 2 clearance. I don't think our technician has clearance to survive that. While he is blending in, he definitely doesn't have the L2 clearance. And I don't think there's anything we can do to improve his clearance level. So that's certainly a death sentence with our current units. What about how long is it going to take? 3 turns. So I guess we could bring him over there. Let's hop aboard the Augusta again, have the Augusta fly over there, and then we can send him out. And we'll at least get an idea. Yeah, see, if he moves there, it's going to be killed in 1 turn. So we could just keep sending a stream of androids there for the next 3 turns to do the casual nanotech lab work, or we could bring a team over here to clear these mechs out. That's an option. I think it would be wiser to go try to do something like this for 12 turns, which works in the airport. The airport is not a high security area. Ooh, wait, or is it? The airport is L2 clearance required, but there's no guards there trying to kill us, so he might survive this. I doubt it. I think he's going to die if he does that. He's also out of action, so let's hold off on that. I don't think protection required was advanced at all for starting that exploration, but maybe we'll see next turn if it advances it. We need Keanu over here to watch human fighting sports. Let's go ahead and look at this investigation. These investigations... Strength training. Interesting. Why are we seeing... We're seeing a whole bunch of new things under investigations that aren't investigations. Oh, these are design points for protection required. I see. And these require anyone with a security level 2. Which means... Right now means combat droids, pretty much. Who else do we have with higher security level? Combat droids and PMCs. So we could make a PMC to go around and do these smaller investigations, which appear to be interesting. Another thing we could think about doing that I haven't really played around with very much at all in this playthrough is just expanding our network so that we have an easier time getting around the city. Might be worth investing in that. For now, I think I'm going to build another PMC or a PMC over here. PMC... Wait, no, we need hacking skill for this. Okay, for all of these, we're going to need hacking skill, but we're also going to need to defend him. So yeah, let's think about that. Hacking skill means a Raven or a Keanu, probably. Raven's going to be better innately at hacking skill. Raven also takes 3 mental energy versus Keanu's 1. Let's go ahead and deploy that this turn. And then we'll have her lined up for next turn when we need her. Still nothing really else besides the coprocessor that we're going to make. Wow, we have enough to make one more, it looks like. I think I'm also going to do that, or at least start that. Just built one in one of these goods buildings. Let's build it right next to that one. Coprocessors use energy. Compute time. They use compute time, 53,000. And we are netting plenty of compute time, so we have nothing to worry about making more coprocessors. Alright, let's move on to turn 117 and see if we can get anything done. We'll start with our combats. Combats over here is getting a little heavier. There's now 4 units attacking. Luckily we left 2 predators over here to deal with this. And this one alone can take out 3 of those units. This predator is ready to move in. He's going to jump on top of a building, just in case we get height advantage at some point. And with 7 mental energy left, I think we're going to use those to build up our coprocessor here. And then maybe get this Raven to start this investigation. This is an invasive action that will attract enemies regardless of your unit's security clearance. Okay, we're going to wait. We're going to bring defensive units over there before we start that, I guess. I think we'll be done with our wall ripping next turn, so we can send these predators over there to help. I don't think we need both of these senior techs. That was just a misunderstanding on my part. So I'm going to go ahead and scrap one now. That gives us 12 to play with, so I think that's enough to make either another combat... Yeah, just another combat unit. Or another PMC, right? And we're going to need a PMC to do the other investigations, which were these strange little ones that need some kind of security clearance. I think we're going to send a PMC out over that way. What is this? Guard mechs. Related to project. Protection required. Max mech capacity goes up, and you have to select one of your units. Right, so that's a high security area, so she went there, she'd die. Let's send a PMC that direction. Or at least get a PMC ready to go that direction next turn. And I did mention that it might be a good idea to start thinking about expanding our network. A, we're running out of space, and B, it's just become kind of a hassle to be sending mechs around. And it would just be nice to see how that works. So to expand our network, let's see, expanding the network is going to be self, I think. Don't see it. Maybe a hand. Oh, hand for some reason. Network range extenders. So these just require electricity, nothing else. We'd want network range extenders, probably scanners, and repair spiders. Let's start with the range extender. It has to be built within our existing network. So about here seems like the right place, but that's a mine. We can't build on a mine, so we're going to build as close to that as we can. And actually down this way makes a little more sense, although the airport's there. We don't care about the airport. Yeah, we kind of want to go that way. So here, I'm going to put it here. Right in this corner here. And when that's finished, our network range will expand, and then we'll be able to put another network range extender over that direction and start building a scanner so we can see more territory. So we'll let that build next turn. And I think that's all we want to do for now. We have one more point of mental energy. I guess we'll move We'll move this PMC a little closer to this area where I think he's going to want to target. Yeah, so that's at L5. He's not going to be able to get in there. But maybe this one. This is a L2 area, I think. L4. I mean, not even secure. Okay, let's go ahead and end the turn there. And see what happens. We should have one more set of attacks here to deal with, which we can send this predator in to deal with. I think he can probably take out all 3 of these in one shot, if we can get a good angle on that. One shot there, and one shot there. All 3 down. Alright, we'll leave him there, but this other predator we're going to send up toward the Raven to help with securing her hack. Send him there. The sledge we're going to start sending toward that, is it an exploration that we saw? Yes, this exploration here required a sledge for hopefully just one turn. There's no real reason to move them if you can just destroy them and rebuild them. But all of our vehicles are sort of out of range. Let's bring this guy back, I guess. The sledge on board there, and then we should be able to get it close enough that the sledge can hop out and start this exploration. Appropriate exoskeletons, new equipment. 4 turns. I don't think I actually hit it. Annoying. Yeah, this is this annoying thing where if you don't actually click the icon correctly, you can't do it while you're standing on that building. I think I actually did it though, because it's not allowing me to select or move that sledge. So possibly, yes, he's exploring the site for 4 turns. Okay. That's a little bit confusing in the interface there. What else do we want to do? 4 more mental energy. We have an idea ready for Android optimizations. We can harden, intimidate, or make faster. None of these are very good. Maybe intimidation. Start working up our intimidation. We don't really have a lot of non-lethal countermeasure options right now. Let's do another one of those for next turn. We're just about done with designing the commercial VR pods. We can finally build the molecular genetics lab, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Molecular genetics lab for saber bees. They're almost entirely out of buildings over here. Here's one though. Start that. We'd also like to work, we're still working toward the neural bridge, so we're about 2/3 of the way there. Next turn, I hope we're going to get our commercial VR pods done. And we haven't even come close to starting steal corporate records or protection required. Protection required are these investigations. And we are sending someone, this PMC, right? No, the sledge. We sent the sledge here, but he's doing something else. We sent the tech here. The tech can't do this because of low security clearance. And the PMC is on his way to take care of that. PMC is going to jump here and do some strength training, which will give us shell company operatives plus 10 combat power and 40 health. That's an option. These are all shell company operative increases, which is nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and send him to do some strength training. Not much else that we want him to do this turn. There's a bunch of tiny ones. Tark prisoners. These just seem like, for some reason, the background conflicts are showing up in investigations, which is a little odd. They don't seem to be helpful for what we're trying to do. So I'm gonna try to ignore those for now. Let's spend one more turn before we start the investigation hack, so that we can get this other predator over there. And in the meantime, I guess we get the tech droid here to work on improving this molecular genetics lab. There we go. Turn 119. Turn 119. Still not done with designing commercial VR pods. We're going to send the predator up this direction. In a building where he has clearance. These are all high-level security clearance buildings, so we can't get in them. Alright, with 2 predators there, I'm a little nervous that that's not going to be quite enough. So I want to send the Augusta that way also. And maybe the Puffin. And then we still have 10 mental energy. That should be enough to do at least a minimal defense. So let's go ahead and steal some corporate records. Right, we did get some Sec Force immediately on our backs there. And a Sec Force hacker. This is our first view of enemy hackers. The Sec Force hacker appears to be a human in some kind of combat armor. Specialist hacker with heavy bionic augmentation. Resists hacking, has really good morale, pretty good health, but low combat power. All of them, these 2 are IP securities. We've seen them before, here to prevent the leak of IP. All 3 of these, both 2 squads and the hacker, are all attacking this Predator drone. Predator drone can easily take out the hacker, so we'll do that. And then can set these guys up for a kill with the other Predator drone. There he is. Alright, he would get a behind bonus. But he's out of moves there. What about this guy? Yeah, we had a ship in the area. I'm going to try to send that Predator drone to a higher building and get behind, because they're going to be attacking us for 6 turns here. We're going to go ahead and battle recharge him. Stick him up there. Feel pretty secure there, though. Buildings, we're still waiting for everything. Let's go ahead and have this tech finish this one. And then PMC. Let's see, we could go check out intimidating mechs, or do some more strength training. Don't really have the mental energy to do it, but we could get you closer. Or hop you back on board the lion and send the lion over there. That's really what we should do, but you're not close enough, so let's bring the lion to you instead. And then we will skip to turn 120. 100% design commercial VR pods project completed. Finally, look at that. We got the NMES, neuromuscular electrical stimulation, uses electrical impulses to stimulate muscles. For patients in a coma-like state, this keeps them fit and with full range of motion when they emerge. We also got the SCD, a sequential compression device, is a mechanism that applies intermittent pressure to the legs and other extremities. For patients in a coma-like state, this drastically reduces the risk of deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary embolism and maintains proper circulation. We also learned to make a nutrition blend refinery, very healthy smoothie-like food substitute given through a nasogastric tube. Full nutrition passes through digestive tract as normal, keeping the gut biome healthy and leaving the patient fully functional after an extended amount of time unconscious. And finally, the Mind Farm. Ethical Mind Farmer, commercially operated by your shell company. Humans get a vacation in your VR environment, and you skim 5% of their neural power. You have to charge money, or you draw far too much scrutiny. Ethical Mind Farms. Is that a building? Look at that. Mind Farms. Yes, a new building type. Ethical Mind Farms. Must be at least 16 from other mind farms. It's also just suggesting we make more water. More biomulch. Alright, well we have our work cut out for us. Definitely going to start making mind farms. We have to think about the pattern we want to make these in, because we have to keep them separated from each other. So first mind farm is going to be in this corner over here, right next to the human apartments or the AGI researchers. Why not? We will send Tech Droid over there to finish that. Mind farms are going to give us neural expansion, 8 neural expansion per human in it. The 12,000 human mind farm capacity, so a potential, 96,000 neural expansion per mind farm. We'll need a lot of those, turns out. We are going to get an armed response here, and we will need protection. Oh joy, this is maybe a bad idea to actually finish building this then. We're going to need 8,000 required protection, and we absolutely do not have a way to protect this yet. So I am going to abort. We're going to actually stop the human mind farm because we definitely need protection first. We have 3 enemy attacks planned to deal with, so let's think about that and come back to the mind farm. Hacker down. This is a frontal attack. That's a frontal attack. This guy should be able to attack from behind though, right? There we go. Not this one. This one's just a side attack, so we'll have to spend a couple turns shooting him. 5 turns left here. 5 turns left to investigate. The investigation here is for stealing corporate records. We do have a tiny bit of progress on protection required, so that's really what we should be focusing on progressing. We're going to up our combat android intimidation one more time, just to keep getting that up. And the next inspiration, let's go for procurement efficacy. So the priority now is protection design points, which we've been sending our PMC around to do. So for here for example, strength training gives us 8. Intimidating security gives us 8. Closest one is intimidating security for only 2 mental energy, so let's do that. I think we can do a couple of those this turn. If he moves there, he's gonna die, though, apparently. So let's get him out of there and do this one. Alright, and that got us 52%, so we're well on the way. 52%, that means we need to hit 4 more of these, and we will be ready to start actually protecting our mind farms. I think that's probably all we're going to do this turn, though. Let's go ahead and make another biomulcher. Biomulchers are tiny, out-of-the-way buildings that we've been sticking over here in human territory. Let's keep that going. 2 hydroponic towers would require biomulch, filtered water, and vegetable seeds. We want the water first. Water filtration tower, well and cistern. So let's make another well and cistern. That's not a bad idea to start with some dirty groundwater. There's room over by this giant building, but I think it would be wise to find a smaller hole to fit this in. Like here. Can we fit it here? Seems like it should go here. Yep. And then 3 water filtration towers are suggested, so let's go ahead and see how big those are. Right, water filtration takes up a lot of room. Luckily, we seem to be able to knock other buildings down now for the most part. Yeah, there's a spot like right there. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. We also have the capacity to make the neural bridge, but I just spent all of our micro builders, so we're not going to have to be able to make that until next turn. There's a lot of things to start building suddenly. And a lot of progress, a lot more to do. We need to test our commercial VR pods, which requires 1 mine farm and 40,000 units of nutrition blend per turn. So we're going to need to make a nutrition blend refinery. This is going to take a lot of alumina. So it looks like we're going to be, although we have 3,800 alumina, so maybe by the time we're ready to build that, we'll have enough. Ledger does say we are running low on wealth and elemental slurry, as usual. So we might have to do something about that. But I think we're in a pretty good place. Our current focus is this hacker who has 5 more turns to go of constant attacks, but it does seem like with these 2 predators here, we're dealing with that pretty well. The other kind of background thing that I keep forgetting to do is that we should be moving the convictor up. We have 2 mental energy, so we might as well take advantage of that while we have the chance. The convictor can't really go very many places without just running into the fact that it's too big, really, for this city. So we're going to move it here this turn. Also kind of disappointing that the convictor doesn't give you any sight radius, but what can you do? That is the end of our mental energy, and the end of our turn, and pretty much the end of my time. I'm going to stop here and say thanks so much for watching. As always, I hope you're enjoying the series, and please feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd really appreciate a like on the video. If you are enjoying these, consider subscribing to the channel. Until next time, this has been Corknut playing Heart of the Machine. Bye for now.